Have you ever been in a meeting? A complex chart pops up, and you just kind of nod along, hoping nobody asks you a question about it? Yeah, me too. Well, today we're going to fix that. I'm going to show you how to explain any chart or graph like an absolute pro, with total confidence.
It's that moment, right? We all dread it. The chart's on the screen, the room goes quiet, and all eyes are on you, waiting for some brilliant insight. But inside, your mind is just blank. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll have a foolproof method to turn that panic into power.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll quickly touch on why this skill is such a game changer. Then, I'll give you a super simple 4-step framework that works for any chart. After that, we'll put it into practice with some real demos for bar charts, line graphs, and pie charts. And finally, I'll leave you with a toolkit so you can get started right away.
Okay, let's dive in. Before we get to the how, let's spend a minute on the why. Why do we even bother with graphs? What's the big deal?
Well, it really just comes down to how our brains are wired. We are visual creatures, through and through. We can understand images and patterns way faster than we can read a bunch of text. So a good graph isn't just there to look pretty, it's a shortcut straight into your audience's brain. It makes complex stuff feel simple.
And here's the real career payoff. When you're the person who can explain data clearly, who can make it compelling, you're not just sharing info anymore, you're showing your expertise. You instantly become one of the most credible, knowledgeable people in the room.
All right, now for the part you've been waiting for. This is the secret weapon. I'm going to give you a simple, repeatable, 4-step framework that takes all the guesswork out of explaining charts. Seriously, this is the core of everything we're talking about today.
Here it is, just 4 steps. That's it. Step 1, introduce the graph. Literally just tell people what they're looking at. Step 2, identify the key variables. What do the axes mean? What do the colors represent? Step 3, highlight the key info. What is the single most important takeaway here? And finally, step 4, share your conclusions. Tell them what it means and why it matters. Simple, right? Let's see it in action.
Enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty. We're going to put this framework to the test, starting with probably the most common chart you'll ever see, the good old bar chart.
So what is a bar graph really? Think of it as a side-by-side comparison. Each bar is its own thing, a product, a country, a category, and its height tells you its value. It's perfect for quickly seeing who the winner is and who's trailing behind.
Okay, picture this. We're in a meeting, and this chart comes up. Here's how I'd use the framework. Okay, everyone, what we're looking at here is a bar chart showing our annual sales for our 3 main products. Along the horizontal axis at the bottom, you see product A, B, and C. And the vertical axis on the left shows the sales numbers in thousands of dollars. Now, the main thing that should jump right out at you is the massive performance of product A. It's just towering over the others, nearly double the sales of product B. So what's the conclusion? Our marketing strategy for product A isn't just working, it's a home run. The clear next step is to analyze what we did there and see how we can apply those lessons to our other products. See how that flows? It's simple, clear, and gets right to the point.
And hey, if you want to sound like you've been doing this forever, just upgrade your language a bit. Instead of this line at the bottom, say the horizontal axis represents. Instead of this tall blue thingy, say this blue bar illustrates. These small tweaks make a huge difference in how professional you sound.
Okay, you've got bar charts down. Let's level up. We're going to take that same 4-step framework and apply it to a completely different beast, the line graph.
So, if a bar chart is like a photo, a snapshot in time, a line graph is like a movie. It's all about showing change and trends over a period. Think of it as telling a story from beginning to end, tracking things like stock prices, website traffic, you name it.
The real secret to explaining a line graph is to narrate the journey of that line. You start on the left, and you follow its path to the right. So you might say something like, as you can see, sales got off to a slow start in Q1, but then they really started to climb in the spring. We hit a peak over the summer months before seeing a gradual tapering off in the fall. You're not just reading data points, you're telling the story of the data.
And if you want to make that story more exciting, use better verbs. Instead of saying sales went up, why not say they climbed or surged? Instead of saying profits went down, say they declined or even plummeted. The right verb can turn a boring data point into a dramatic moment.
Now let's add some detail. Let's add some color to the story. Was that increase sharp or was it slight? Did the numbers fall steeply or just gradually? Using adjectives and adverbs like these are like the special effects in your data movie. They make the whole story much more vivid and much more memorable for your audience.
All right, on to our final demonstration.
let's talk about the pie chart. This one is all about showing how the different pieces make up a whole. A pie chart is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You've got one big pie. That could be your total budget, your total market share, whatever. And you're showing how it gets sliced up. Each slice is a piece of the whole, and all the slices add up to 100%.
Okay, one last live demo. Let's say I'm presenting this to my marketing team. I'd say, okay team, this chart shows us exactly where our website traffic is coming from. Each slice represents a different channel. Now, as you can clearly see, the biggest slice of the pie, by a long shot, is organic search. It's driving over half of our total traffic. The takeaway here is obvious. Our SEO efforts are paying off big time. This is our golden goose, and we need to double down on what's working. See? Find the biggest slice and tell the story of why it's so important.
You know, the real power of a pie chart isn't just listing off the percentages. The magic happens when you start comparing the slices to each other. Which one is the biggest? Which is the smallest? How do they stack up against each other? And to make those comparisons really land, you want to use powerful language. Phrases like compared to, the majority of, or as opposed to are your best friends here. They turn a simple observation into a powerful, compelling insight.
Whew, we've covered a ton of ground. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a little toolkit to help you put all of this into practice.
Because you can't be a data storyteller without the right tools, right? Look, if you're just getting started, Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel are fantastic. They're probably already on your computer, they're easy to use, and honestly, they're powerful enough for most things. If you really want to create some beautiful next-level visuals, you can check out tools like Tableau or Canva. They can help you make charts that will seriously impress your audience.
So, here's my challenge to you. The next time you're looking at a spreadsheet full of numbers, don't just see data. See the story that's waiting to be told. You now have the framework, you have the vocabulary, you have the confidence. So go out there and be the data storyteller your organization needs.